National Football League. And this one features Chase Claypool. He's one of the league's best, currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Bears and the Raiders. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Las Vegas Raiders. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Bears in this one, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A good start. One play, 10 yards. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season. Because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 14 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
When you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny in practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. On 1st down, it's Fields. Bulldozes past him.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find his man, it's Pickens. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. Forced out to his left. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I do think it's fair to say they're caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
That ball caught by Slayton. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22. So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. To throw is Fields. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
2nd down and goal. Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Had to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. They snap it to Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Chase Claypool, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here in Vegas. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0.
Raiders nothing.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Carr now to throw. He gets this to Davante Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Carr fighting his former college teammate Adams there for the Raider first. Now Carr. Here's back-to-back catches for Davante Adams. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Bears 14, Raiders nothing.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
What now?
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. There he goes, right side. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Carr going to throw. Lets this go for Renfrow downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head.
Laddie.
When you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. To the air again, Fields. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The Fields going to take this himself. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
Now, I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
It's now 4th down.
They'll run for it. It's Hubbard. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now Fields. That's complete to Slayton. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Darius Slayton, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3-and-out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. From the 27, Carr. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. Finds the open target, Arnold. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Carr. Flush to his right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And he's got Jordan complete right side. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down. But I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. He's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Pass interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes this 35-0 now. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Throwing on second and long. Carr. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Max Crosby. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. A final shot before the break. Fields trying to lay one up deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we reach halftime with it. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Fields and the Bears now with a first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Fields now to throw. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields completes this one to Pickens. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Meanwhile, Fields' throw there hauled in by Claypool. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. On second down, here's a run with Hubbard. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On third down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
To throw again on second down. Fields. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Whatever the discussions were at halftime in trying to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it second down. They'll go option to the short side. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown.
Justin Fields keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 42-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Notre Dame man, Chase Claypool, in this offense, ready for their upcoming possession. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Here's Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Fields going to keep it once more. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Raiders, nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is
back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. A throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that zero. Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete here to Waller. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Carr now to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. This offense so far on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Carr. The connection with his running back, Josh Jacobs. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Jacobs going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. Shotgun now for Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him. So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
This fielded right at the goal line, and he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. They should... Set to get started. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. Back to throw, Fields. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Out of the gun, Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment that finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in fourth.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. This pass on target. Velus Jones with it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Bears.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Over the middle, complete. It's Hubbard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now a first down throw. Fields. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Charles, a lot